little spiel. Hello, fellow YouTubers, and welcome back to Disabled DM. We are going to be running in a one-shot today, in the Arcanum College, a Magick Academy in the town of Lupin, and on my world of Caldera. With me today, I have Mary, Ian, Ken, and Kirby. So I'll give them a moment to introduce themselves and plug the channels, groups they belong to, and introduce the characters. So let's begin with Mary.
Hey everybody again, it's me, Mary Chris, and I'm an artist. You can find links to my channel down in the comments. And today I'm playing Lexi Lamai, and she is a human warlock, and she's been at this academy for some time now, working on her magics. She's very much a fan of the fire magics and such, and she's also kind of on the quiet side. Like, she seems kind of like this lost puppy, where she just kind of goes with the flow of things, and speaking up where she thinks it's applicable. But yeah, for the most part, though, she just kind of goes with how things are. That's her.
Awesome. Ian, you're up.
Alright, so my character's name is Auralia. She is, well, I'm playing a female. She is a tiefling warlock, and she's more of a booky kind of person, likes to read a lot, helps out at the library, and although not the smartest, but she's that kind of, she's a bit of a bookworm, and not very sociable, I guess you could say.
Okay. Ken, you're up.
Hi guys, I'm Ken. I have no channels to plug. I just love playing and GMing various games. Today I'm going to be playing Francois. He is a half-elf, although he pretty much refuses to admit the human side, and gets rather upset if you kind of bring it to his attention. He finds that the arcane comes naturally to him. He's only recently joined this school of this collegium, and he doesn't quite seem to fit in terms of academics, but he's very amiable, friendly, and seems to get along with most people.
Awesome. And Kirby? You're up.
I am muted. That was awesome. I just told you a whole bunch of stuff and you didn't even know it. Awesome. So, my name is Corey. This is my first time ever playing with Jaren here, so I'm very, very excited. I don't have an active channel right now, but I am building one. The name will be Beautiful Disaster RPG. I play a lot as well, and am just getting into my feet under me for DMing. It's very exciting. It's the other side of the screen is pretty exciting. So today,
to see new DMs.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I've done a couple of little one-shot things. You know, I mean, it's cool. I'm not intimidated by it, so it's awesome. So today I'll be playing a character named Silas Phoenix. He's also at the school. He practices something that is very much quiet, very much elusive. He practices blade singing. It's mostly an elven art, unless you show some aptitude. He was born to a rogue mother and a wizard father, and hence being able to do both of these things. He prefers the ice side of things, and he does have that cold heart to go along with what he likes to do.
Awesome. So we will start out setting kind of the scene of what's been happening in the world, or which you guys would have noticed, although you haven't really found out what's going on. You see, in Caldera, it's a typical fantasy setting. However, recently things have been falling from the sky and striking random locations. And it's been pretty heavy over the last couple weeks. Some people claim it's meteorites. Some claim that strange beings are falling from the heavens. No one has really found out the truth behind these matters. And of course, the college GM is concerned about it, but they don't allow their students to leave the grounds during the normal schooling. It's very much similar to kind of a Hogwarts type feel where you live at the school and go home for the holiday type deal. Yeah. So let's begin with Lexi. Lexi, it's a fine spring day. It's one of the very few days that none of you actually have classes. They happen maybe once or twice a month, where they give you kind of a day to study and kind of explore what you want to do.
Excellent. Because she's going to go to the archery range and just practice shooting a crossbow.
Okay.
That'll be one of her
you,
classes. If she sees one of her buddies along the way, she'll be like, hey, you want to come and practice with me?
When that person happens to be Silas, he is a certain crossbow expert, and
she can use all the help she can get. Oh my gosh.
hint, feet.
awesome.
And yeah, he gladly walks with her. And what does Lexi look like?
Lexi has these long blonde dreadlocks that she does her best to tie back. I'm just gonna go back to screen sharing her picture. She also has like a few kind of scars on her face and freckles, these muddy brown eyes, but she's tall and slender and just, I don't know, I guess she would almost look like this like surfer bum or something, or beach bum kind of chick. But she, I don't know, like she's intelligent and whatnot, like she's not completely aloof, but I guess her, just how she holds herself, it would just kind of have that stereotype, I suppose.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. Silas wouldn't be far away. He doesn't have the dreadlocks, but he's blonde hair, very much blue eyes, aqua eyes per se. He's kind of that guy, and he appears to be an elf right now. I'll tell you, as flavor, he's not, but he appears to be an elf right now.
All right, cool.
All right. So, Lexi, as you're approaching the archery range, kind of you see that there's an elf already there shooting some arrows and bolts.
Does she recognize this elf? Does it look like the typical elf guy person who's always there about as often?
You have seen him around every now and then, and a lot of times when you have stopped up to watch the archery, he's been practicing. So you've seen him quite a bit.
And he's quite good.
Okay, ha ha ha. I get this now. Anyway, so yeah, she'll just pull out her equipment and take her spot at target or squaring off with the target that this other elf clearly isn't aiming at, and she's just gonna do her best and hopefully not completely mess it up. Come on.
Awesome. So while this is going on, what is Francois up to?
Well, Francois is, since there are no classes today, he's going to be enjoying the day. Certainly not down at the crossbow range practicing. That's for academic days. Although he might be just hanging out. He's wandering around the grounds, and he happens to be crossing through there. And he's got a glass of wine, and he stops to watch the others practicing as he kind of cleans some lint off of his clothing. Not too much above his station, but always quite tidy.
Okay, awesome. And that leaves Aurelia.
She would most likely be in the library, either translating whatever texts that need be help translating, because in her evocation has the ability to she can see what all the writing is, and I guess that's pretty much it. Although she would be, looking outside once in a while.
Okay, you do see some people, some of the students are gathering at the archery range. Looks like there's a couple spectators watching, and herself and Lexi shoot. However, looking around, you notice that the head librarian has left the library right now. And there's always been a section of the library that you haven't been allowed to go into.
Oh, this is so tempting.
Do it! Do it! Do it!
The head librarian has warned you that the books there can be extremely dangerous.
Oh, I'm gonna do it. Okay, I'm gonna use my mage hand to see if to be like not right at the door, but a little away. That
Okay.
way, she's like gonna try to open the door, see if it's locked.
It does not seem to be locked.
Oh.
You think the head librarian might have came from the section that went straight to a meeting or something like that, and just forgot to lock it up behind her.
I'm gonna do it. I'm mage handing the door open, and I'm walking into the restricted section.
Okay.
This is not gonna end well.
You managed to do so, and there are several ancient, dusty tomes waiting around.
Let's see here.
There's a layer of dust pretty much all over this section. Looks like it doesn't get a lot of use, especially compared to the rest of the library, which is very pristine and proper.
Okay, so I'm gonna, she'll, sorta scan it, like, have her finger on each book, sorta see what each book is, have it sort of translate into her brain, see if there's anything interesting.
Okay, there's some ancient history that you kind of bypass. There is a couple spell books that look like they might be of interest. However, there is a book tucked away on an upper shelf that is very dark leather bound, and on the front end of it is engraved a symbol of three circular rings that are intertwining.
Would I recognize what that symbol is? With my studies, or?
You do know it is often a symbol for the arcane, and it's basically just a fancy engraving. But you think that there may be some kind of spell on the book itself.
Oh man, let's see, as my, warlock path, I chose, the Great Old One, and I went down the Book of, Shadows. So one of my, it's in one of my evocation, I believe is the Book of Ancient Secrets, and it gives me 2 ritual spells. I'm gonna use the Detect Magic ritual on it, sort of see what kind
Okay.
of magic is on it.
You aren't totally familiar, but there seems to be some kind of transformation magic with it.
So
You can't quite piece together how it would work, whether the book was once something else, transformed into a book, or what.
if touched, somebody would be transformed. Like it sort of triggers if somebody tries to grab it.
It could be the book itself was once another creature or somebody that's been transformed into a book. It could possibly be a dimensional portal to another place. There's all sorts of things that you would know could be possible.
Oh man, now I want to try to identify it because I picked up identify as well. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna identify it with my ritual. Maybe I might figure it out.
Okay. You cast us identify on it, and when you do so, on the cover, some words appear, and it says Grimdark, a book of fairy tales.
Book of Fairy Tales. Oh. This is so tempting. So tempting. Quick question. How far away from that book from the beginning of the restricted, like outside the restricted section, would you say would be?
The restricted section isn't very big. It's maybe only 20 feet by 20 feet.
I'm
So
thinking.
you could easily get in there, grab it, and get back out before anyone would notice you.
So I'm going to use my mage hand. Oh, this is so tempting. I'll use my mage hand to grab the book,
Okay?
pull it out. Anything happen?
No.
I'm going to put it in my bag, walk out, close the door. And then
Okay.
I'm walking out of the library. She's like, I can't believe I just fucking did this. I can't believe I just fucking did this. I'm walking.
Good job. Worth it!
Run!
You walk out of the library, down through the twisted halls, down several moving sets of stairs, and out onto the grounds.
And I'm gonna, well, I guess she doesn't have her crossbow on her, so she's gonna see what the commotion's all about over in the crossbow range.
Probably Lexi being about 60 feet from the target and still just missing it. Like, come on, Lexi, just hit the darn thing. It's right there.
Yeah, and then every once in a
Silas
while,
has definitely noticed that Lexi is not very skilled with the bow.
yeah, and every once in a while you just see Silas shoot his target, and then reload lightning fast, and then shoot Lexi's target.
Just to let you know, the spells I cast them as rituals, and judged by how the Book of Ancient Secrets work, they don't use up spell slots.
Yeah, I got a few of those being wizard too.
Yeah, so Lexi's definitely just like taking her time, really, really trying hard, but yeah, she's just horribly missing. So every time this like arrow comes over and hits her target, she just kind of looks over and is like, come on, you're throwing me off my concentration.
So, Francois, as you're watching in this contest almost, you see a Avelia, one of the helpers at the library, come out and start to approach.
She sort of like, as she comes out, you can tell like she's fast walking, and then like as she leaves, like she looks around and she like. So you see a tiefling with jet black hair, her horn sort of going along with her hair, which is sort of all. She's trying to get it all in the back. Simple, long black hair. She has a tint of red, or like her skin isn't like devilish red, but just has that tint of red in there to show that, given the horns, she is still indeed a devil-ish.
So as the tiefling walks up, Francois, who had been sort of reclining, had his feet up and sipping on his wine, smiles as the tiefling approaches, and he says, This is such a beautiful day. Do not tell me you are going to be shooting arrows again as well. Please, say you will not waste this day.
Nah, don't worry, Francois. I'm more of a. She pulls out. She like has a like arcane focus set as more as a bracelet, and it's like her hand sort of light up a little bit with some dark magic. I'm more into the arcane arts.
Ah, today is our day off. This is a day for wine. Come, join me.
Fair enough. I've been. How? Like, is it midday? Early in the? Is it like in the morning?
It's mid-morning. It's not quite midday yet.
It is never too early to drink. I would like one, Francois. Thank you for the offer.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
He looks shocked.
It is-
Francois looks completely shocked when he declines, shrugs. Ah, the more for me. Come sit, watch these. This one tries very hard. This one is very good.
no, she accepted the drink,
Oh, yes, here.
and she takes the goblet or whatever. I assume goblet.
And as this is happening, Silas, you happen to look over your shoulder and see Francois and Avelia are kind of watching you and Lexi.
No, don't let him know. He's just going to show off more.
Hey, maybe you should concentrate on hitting the target, my friend. And I look over and I go, "You're the girl from the library, aren't you?"
Yes, I am. Silas, was it?
Yeah, Silas. I'm in a blade singing quarter. You're. I haven't seen. You're rather attractive for a tiefling.
But she actually with this, she's actually as she's going for a drink, and as you say that, she sort of like oh my god, nobody has ever said anything like this to me. And it's like, what red tint you see sort of becomes a darker red. As like, and she's like starts like you can see like some of it is like sort of like is very taken aback by it.
And while still looking at you, he takes aim at the target and scores a bullseye.
Nice.
At
And
this point, Lexi just kind of like, in a huff as she lets off this other arrow. Roll a 13. Does that at least hit the corner?
it does actually hit the lower left edge.
Oh, she just kind of lets it off and goes, "Ha! I hit it. Done." And like puts it away, and she's just
And
turn around like so.
And as you finish
Laria,
up,
like sort of one hand's like has one part hit, like tries to clap with a goblet in her hand.
awesome. As you put away your bow, Lexi, I need a Silas, Francois, and Lexi to give me an insight check.
Okay. Now, how do you want us to, can we roll real dice, or do you want us to do a dice streamer or something?
You can do either one.
Okay.
I have my D20 app up, so.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay.
That was a 6.
Oh yeah, you caught everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fully aware. I'm too interested in the reason that he wasn't paying attention too well is he reloaded again, and to show off once more, he shoots at Lexi's target again and shoots through the bolt that she put on the target, and goes,
And what did Francois roll?
14.
Okay. So, Francois and Lexi definitely notice that Alia seems to be a bit nervous. And
If it wasn't obvious by her tail was sort of swishing back and forth a little as well.
yeah, at first you think it's because of Cyrus flirting with her, but it seems that there's something else on her mind.
Yeah, I think Lexi would pick up on this readily quickly just because Aurelia being a warlock like her, just like they probably
And a
had
bit of that-
plenty of classes together, and so she's like,
a bit of that female intuition.
yeah, that too. She's probably like, is something off today?
It's nothing to worry about. As she
Drugs and
now she's like the goblet's now like sort of sipping it. Now she's like as she says that she like takes like a big like she man molds that drink.
And Lexi seeing the drinks will kind of look over at Francois and be like, got an extra cup?
I always have an extra cup. And always willing to share as well.
I thank you. And she'll easily stomach whatever it is.
Right.
Silas
You
just
guys-
shakes his head. Silas shakes his head
You
at all
got-
three of you, going, "You're day drinking. You're day drinking."
Pirates do it a lot worse.
There's nothing wrong with a drink in the early morning, no?
And there are no studies.
Okay.
Looking around, you do find it's a little bit unusual that there aren't more people here. You think it might have something to do with the fact that there is supposed to be a mounted competition later today. And the players can think of it as a D&D version of the Pod Racer off of Phantom Menace.
Okay.
Oh, it's a racing event.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go see who's gonna be doing it.
There's no reason to go. The same guy wins every time.
You never know. You never know. I've been hearing there's been a new up and comer in the freshman years.
Yes, but Cyrus wins every time. It's. Have you not read the school journal?
You are not here, so that you cannot win this one, no, Cyrus?
No, Cyrus, not Silas. I'm Silas, not Cyrus.
Oh, I'm sorry, the name sounds so too
Yes,
familiar.
it is. We often get each other's mail, and there's many different things that happen with that. It's quite frustrating. And he's a bit famous here on the campus, being the best driver and such.
So, about what are you going to do as you look around, see there aren't any other students other than these three with you? There doesn't seem to be any teachers about. The librarian obviously hasn't noticed in the mid.
Well, she will know when the librarian she will know when the librarian is angry. She's probably going to get a nasty message.
Perhaps a howler.
The last time she got a howler wasn't fun.
Nah, you better not ignore it.
Indeed.
We're such
We
geeks.
seem to have outmade. Seems we've grown the board of the archery range. What do you guys want to do next?
Well, I can go check out the races, or we can, I don't know, want to practice some magic? Fireballs! Just kind of like little firebolts just in her hands, but very well contained.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, as she like plays with them a little bit, she's just gonna look back at the target and like totally throw a stupid fireball right at it. Or firebolts. Just you're like, boom. Okay. I don't have my firebolt.
Your fireball totally shatters the target.
Oh, good, because I even rolled an 18. So, woo!
Yeah.
You know what?
Ha!
And then I can see Lexi looking over at Cyrus.
Oh, and she says this very like.
You know what? Okay, Ilaria will fire an Eldritch Blast. Let's see what she gets. She gets a 15.
Okay, you managed to strike another target and send it flying back maybe 20 feet.
Is this the game we're playing now?
Oh, I was about to say, maybe I got a little bit extra power because I had the Eldritch Blast increased power. No, I have the Eyes of the Roomkeeper and the Book of Ancient Secrets.
How?
Is this the game we're playing? And Silas. Oh no, I can't. I'm good. I was gonna do something, but I don't want to use a spell slot to do that.
Yeah, right.
However, around when you cast your Eldritch Blast, you feel a tingling sensation coming from your bag.
Oh no! Like as she you notice her sort of her back sort of twitch a little.
Nope. Lexi is just like boom, boom, boom. Man, I think the archery range people are gonna be, or the teachers are gonna be kind of upset when they come back to all their targets destroyed. But this is really fun.
Don't worry about it. I can mend this all back together.
I hope so, because we're not going to shoot at that tomorrow.
Yeah, my Book of Secret spells contain Mending, Mage Hand, and Minor Illusion.
Cool.
Oh. Well, let's not make the illusion there. We need to be able to shoot them for real tomorrow there, really.
If we're done, if you guys have any other mending spells, we can get this done faster. If not, this will only take 10 minutes or so.
And as we're talking, Silas has been very much paying attention to himself, so on and so forth. And you see that he is also performing a ritual. It's going to take a bit. I'm assuming that we will take about an hour before we get anywhere. Anyways, throughout that time, you see him cast Find Familiar, and from the sky comes down his owl. Her name is Kawe, translates from Elven to pretty bird, and lands on his shoulder. She's a pretty snow owl.
Alright, so as I'm casting mend to... If the targets have been damaged, she'd mend them, put them back into place. Does she get the same tingling feeling as she casts mend?
You do get a tingling, but it's slightly different. Seems to be kind of like if you took a pager and turned it on low vibration.
Alright, so she's thinking maybe this book reacts to magic, and she may, God, words are escaping me. She may experiment with that later.
Okay.
So as she gets everything repaired, she comes back. It is like nothing had ever happened. Ooh, pretty owl you have there.
Yeah, thank you. Her name is Kawe.
Caraway. Pretty
Yeah,
bird.
Yes, that's
Very
exactly what that's what it transfers to. Very good, Aurelia.
clever. Actually, hold on. Does she know Elvish? I might be. I forget. Actually, I believe she does. Yep. She knows Elvish.
Yeah. Okay. Francois, as they are doing their rituals, you're thinking about some woods that are on the campus grounds that not very many of the students go to. Occasionally, teachers will take some of the students there, but it's rather mysterious. People seem to just avoid it, and there's never really been a reason given for it.
Well, as these fellow students are kind of casting their spells and showing off and whatnot, I sort of raise my gauntlet to them, cheer them on, and just at one point, after draining my glass a couple of times, shake my head. This is, how do you say, the perfect day. Why are we sitting here casting spells that we do all week long? Let us find something fun to do. Is no one else thirsty?
Maybe. What do you have in mind, Francois?
Oh, I do not care. This race likely to have something good to drink, or perhaps go to a part of the school that we do not always frequent. Something a little fun.
And there are a lot of places, there's all sorts of passages and extra rooms in the school. Or, there is what you think is some kind of crypt or tomb that is often, almost always locked. There's forest, there's a big lake that it said if you go there under the light of a blue moon, you can hear a mermaid singing.
What do you have? what do you have in mind here, Francois? I mean, it's you seem to be a bit cryptic right now. Is there something you have in your mind? I'm certainly down for an adventure today. And he kind of looks at you all, kind of with a.
Oh, I think the point is not to have anything in mind. I think what is fun? Have a few drinks, have a few laughs.
Well, lead the way, my friend.
All right. So, where's a good place to kind of replenish the spirits, as it were?
There really isn't much on school grounds. You could try maybe the groundkeeper's cellar. That's occasionally where you've been able to pick up a little bit.
Ah, yes. Let us head to the cellar of this keeper of the grounds. It is not the greatest, but suffice.
Lead the way, Francois. And she does the twirly like sort of circle hand bow to you.
Okay.
And Francois starts walking off toward. He obviously knows that path far too well.
Yes. You also know that the groundkeeper is a rather large Eden. Although, unlike others of his kind, he's really quite intelligent.
Do I know his name?
His name. Give me just a second to look at my notes. I'm gonna have to type in. Rain. I think it's how I decided it was pronounced. It's a really weird name.
So, obviously, I'm familiar with this
when
guy.
you have talked to him, you just call him Chloe.
Hello, my big friend. I have brought some friends of mine. We need to replenish, and he lifts up his wineskin.
Chloe just kind of looks at you with our chuckle or goes, nods, says, it's down in the cellar, but you didn't get it from me.
Oh no, of course not. Of course not. How is your brother? It has been a long time since I have seen him.
He's doing okay. Last as I heard, he was exploring the southern reaches of Caldera, trying to find out something about these stars that are falling. But I haven't heard from him recently.
Oh yes, what do you know of these things? On the sea, these are, what do you say, very bad omens?
But I don't know what to make of them. I see them, and I see them heading down, and they look like they actually hit the ground at some point. But I'm far too busy here to figure it out.
Are there any that are nearby?
So he tells you that there does seem to be some that have struck in the swamps outside of Lupin, but doesn't seem to be any that have come super close.
Well, if we're feeling extra adventurous, we could go to the swamp, but that's not a good idea. Many bad things live in the swamp.
And are you afraid, Aurelia?
You also know it's pretty hard to sneak off of school grounds and not get caught. It is possible, but
It's let's just say that I've heard many tales about what lives in the swamp, and none of them good. So let's not risk it. Also, it's pretty easy to get caught. I'd rather not get in trouble.
Chloe kind of goes, oh, looks at your bag, says, "Are you sure about that?"
I assume she notices it, and she
Yeah,
does her best
right
to not
here.
tense up. Well, I'll make a step roll to see how well that goes.
He says, "There's no worries. Your secret's safe with me."
She rolled a 17 to make sure she tries to make like she's not tensing.
Yeah.
And she gives a hold on. I believe she will use her awakened mind ability to on him and says, "Thank you. Like he's saying that inside his mind, and I'm not entirely sure
He
how
kind
we
of
feel
shakes
about.
both his heads and says, "It's quite all right. However, I
Yeah.
can tell you a little bit of what you carry if you wish."
Chloe, why would you say such a thing? I'm not. We've spoke many times. You've helped me clean up the grounds. Near the archery range and so on and so forth. She seemed a bit quirky earlier. Do you know something?
What was going on? That was what happened when she was going. Thank you. That was going on inside each other's mind. She was using her awakened mind. Where
Oh,
she,
no, absolutely. But he did say that to you outward that he,
Curious about what Chloe said.
Yeah.
Chloe
I was
okay.
right.
Oh,
right.
I wasn't okay.
Chloe said it says
Right.
that's for her to explain if she wishes.
And then I look very sharply at Aurelia and I go, "Are you being forthcoming with us there, Tiefling?"
She's trying to come up with something. I'll tell you guys. Clarone, you might as well explain what the book is. I'm very curious.
And do you take the book out?
She grabs her backpack, pulls out. I guess she'll mage hand the book out. She's very worried that if she touches it, something might happen.
Goes, oh, well, I can't tell you a lot about it, but I was here once when a student found it, and they came to us later after reading it and said they had a dream of being in another place. And when they explained it, it seemed to reflect some of those stories that were within the book.
Interesting.
I'm not sure if it just induces dreams or visions, or if it was some kind of dimensional portal.
Have you begun to read this book?
No,
I'm not really ill with these things.
No, I was too excited. I noticed that book pop out, and then I just grabbed it, put it in my bag, and ran.
From where?
The restricted section.
Of the library, he yells at you?
Yes.
Go put the book back.
You
You are the bookworm. If the librarian finds you, she will never let you work with her again. You know this.
Yes, no, it was too much. It was.
Lexi at this point would just kind of come up and just hold her hands like,
Give it to me. I'll be the one who took it.
Please do, please do. And like she made as with the mage hand, she gives the book to you. Gives the book to Lexi.
Lexi, book. Looks at it.
As you pick it up, the book starts glowing and flips open.
Oh dear,
There's
oh
a
dear, oh dear,
reason
oh
that
dear.
book was in the restricted section.
Lexi,
I couldn't help myself. I'm way too curious for my own good.
I can't stand your hysterics and the fiend cackling in my head, so hush. And she's going to look at this page.
You see the title page saying Grimdark, a book of fairy tales. And right as soon as you finish looking at the first page, everyone's vision blurs and they come to in a giant forest. But this isn't your normal forest. It's lit by a strange green glow. There are mushrooms the size of small trees. The trees just tower
Is it dry?
up 60 feet. It is currently dry. It's a very beautiful day. Hold on, I'll be back in a minute. Let's take a couple minute break.
That's fine. I needed to use it. Anyways.
Yeah, no problem. Oh dear, what did I do?
No worries. No, it's just funny because I can hear Lexi's fiend patron just laughing like this. This is gonna be the best chaotic moment ever. And so.
I just realized something. She should have asked. She probably could have asked her Well, the thing, her patron's a great one. I'm trying to think what sort of some Cthulhu-esque sort of dude. I'm thinking, why not?
Okay.
Because it's one of the option is the Great Cthulhu.
Yeah. Nice, yeah. Yeah, no, my character, she made a pact with the fiend, and part of that pact is she has to be somewhat chaotic every day.
For her, literally, let's see, her flaw is I'm easily distracted by the promise of information. So a book like this, some have some arcane information.
Yeah, absolutely.
She couldn't help herself. Oh dear Lord! Right now, and inside her mind, she's like, "Oh no, oh no! What did I just do?"
Yeah, it's this is gonna be fun. But hey, you follow the railroad. I mean, it's all right.
Actually, it's totally just this is gonna be interesting.
It's.
The first thing is when he's describing the woods, I'm like, please don't let it be like a tropical rainforest. Please don't let it be wet. Please don't let it be wet. And it's okay, it's dry. Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. I was the same way. I was
sounds like the Feywild to me. That's what I'm guessing.
Something that I think your characters would probably also kind of know about Lexi is she doesn't like water at all. She'll drink some here and there, but just if it touches her, she's just
Well, with Silas being such a fan of the frozen water, it's not a problem for him.
Oh, this is great.
Yes.
You can use it. Just don't involve me with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna shoot an ice knife at the target, but I was like, wait a minute, I'll use a slot. I can't do that.
Yeah. Reskin one of your cantrips or something.
Yeah. Well, I do have a few, and they're good. They fall in line with what he does. So forth. It's cool. I have Blade Ward, Chill Touch, and Frostbite, which are all good ones, but it's I guess I could have frozen one of them. That would have been kind of fun, but.
I need to go look at my character sheet. What do you have for spells?
So I know what we're doing. I know what I'm doing as soon as he comes back.
Firebolt light message.
Arcana check. Where the hell are we?
Yeah, well, no, he's casting mage armor immediately. We just got started to some strange place he's never seen before. Mage armor time. It lasts for 8 hours. This is my first time ever playing a caster with this character. It's pretty fun.
I've always wanted to see how the blade singing works because it sounds awesome.
If we get the chance to fight something, you'll see here shortly. Yeah, I mean, like I said, he's a little bit different, because of the roguish things that he has, so he can do sneak attacks and so forth. But
oh, you have. Oh, that's right. It's level 2 to get blade singing, or is it only
level 2?
Okay,
Level 2.
That's right. For wizards, it's level 2 to get access to your class path.
Exactly. So, I took that first level of rogue to get, 6 skills, and once he got his blade song and took insight as one of his expertise, now he has 8 specialties.
Ooh.
Which is he's pretty much a utility knife. He's also the mouthpiece of the group for the most part that I play in, as you can see. And he's very direct. He's very cocky, but has an enormous heart, as you guys will see if we get a chance to do things. You know what I mean? It's but also his flaw is that he cannot resist a pretty face. as you can tell right off the cuff.
And Lexi don't have one.
Well, that's why he thought the tiefling was rather attractive, and it's all good. And not that he doesn't like Lexi. Not that he doesn't like Lexi at all.
Lexi keeps the guys at arm's length, just actually that's one of the funny things about the first campaign I played her in when she was out at the archery range just practicing and whatnot. One of the NPCs was a guy who comes over and he does the whole kind of lean up next to her and put an arm around her, trying to help kind of show her where to aim and whatnot. And she's just this leans away oh my gosh, you are get out of my space, dude. And the funnier part was I rolled a natural 1 on that, so it's she should have gotten assistance and been able to hit the thing, but I'm no, that worked beautifully because he comes over and she's just no.
Okay.
Boom! Misses completely.
So
actually,
my mom
no problem, buddy.
Invited to get my uncle's dog because there's a couple that we know that might be taking her.
And actually, in the campaign, Silas is very much interested in anything that he can flirt with. We'll say that.
Oh gosh,
he does not have a problem.
This is gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, he's very, very much bisexual, very much, and doesn't have any problems flirting with whoever he needs to do to get. He's a charlatan. You know what I mean? He is.
Is everyone back?
I think so.
Oh man,
You're back as well, Francois, right?
Yeah, I'm here. Been waiting.
Okay, awesome. So as I was saying, there's these mushrooms. There's a nice spring breeze. However, on the breeze, you smell cinnamon. A very strong sense of it.
Cinnamon? Is that what you said? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Can we run an Arcana check? We are all magical, just to kind of assess to see if we can figure out where we are.
Could try to.
Okay.
Arcana.
Right, because is that what you think would be best at this point? Because
Come here.
I guess unless somebody had survival, you know what I mean, that might also be good. But Oh, Doom Kitty!
Doomkitty! Odin!
Hey, Odin.
I rolled a 13.
I got a 19.
Okay.
Anybody else interested in that Arcana?
You're looking around, trying to piece together where you are, and the pretty bird speaks up, says, "You're in the Feywild, idiot."
Thank you,
It
Tarway.
kind of surprises you. You heard of familiars being able to talk telepathically,
Yeah.
but usually
Really
they
got something to
don't
say.
talk aloud unless
Right.
it's some like a raven that can mimic.
Right,
Or-
and she speaks to me all the time. That's nothing new, but I've never heard her talk outward. So I look at her and I go, "Oh," and the realization hits me that she is Faye. And I go, "You're home, aren't you, Kamala?"
Well, kinda. I don't live near her, but I know where we're at.
So do you know where we are? Is it somewhere that we can get back? Are we stuck here?
Depends if the Duchess decides to let you leave.
Oh no. And I look at her and I go, "What have you done to us?"
Hold on, let me get my accent back up. I'm sorry. Oh god, that was Scottish.
Yeah,
I'm
it was.
sorry. But the curiosity was killing me. I've never been in there. It was just.
Why are you getting mad at her? I'm the one holding the book.
Well, yeah, but she took the book, so, and I don't, I understand you opened it, I understand that she took it, it was in the fucking restricted section,
For a reason.
And you can figure this is probably the reason they didn't want students coming unprepared.
Well, Lexi's going to close the book, and she's going to put it in her pack and just kind of like, well, let's go on an adventure, guys.
If
And gals.
you don't
Really?
mind, Lexi, I would like to study the book. Maybe there might be a way we can get out via the book.
As she's like halfway putting the book in, she'll stop, and then pass it right over and be like, sure.
Yeah, she mage handing. The mage hand is more or less a third hand of hers by this point, and she
Yeah,
starts like sort of has it open with one hand, and like is trying to look through it. Maybe there might, and she starts studying the book and she uses one hand to just flip
Okay.
a page
As
every so often.
you're studying this, Francois, what are you doing?
This is fine. There is no reason to be upset. We have a full skin of wine. We just refilled it.
And there's much
Lexi would
room.
smile at that like, that is something to be good happy about.
And look
Please.
there. There are mushrooms. This is a fine day indeed. And Francois is going to go over and kind of cut off a little piece of the mushroom and see if it's, the kind he's looking for.
Lexi puts a hand up like,
Oh my god, he's going on a shroom trip!
You
Wonderful.
Not-
Francois, can you please keep yourself
the
a
mushroom
solid
per
mind?
se, but it does seem to be very edible. You just can't really place the species of the mushroom.
I'll cut off several pieces and tuck them into my pouch. Kind of chuckle. Pat them.
and Lexi will ask like, you think they're actually edible?
Well, there is one way to find out, yes?
She kind of gives this like little smile like, sure, why not? Hey, if you take a bite, I'll take a bite.
Yeah, let us try this here. And so he had packed it away, but it didn't take much encouragement whatsoever. And he's like, yeah, I'll try it. and opens the pouch, offers it first to her and then to everybody else as well.
Ilaria is weary.
Lexi just. Well, actually, no. She's waiting. She said, "If you fight first, I will too." And so, she's waiting.
And I look up at
she
Kazuha.
she will decline if it is the mushroom that's. Well, let's hope that is not what I think it is. We need somebody still with their full mental faculties.
And I look up at Kazuha and say, "Is this going to affect them?" And they don't hear it because I say telepathically.
He sends it back telepathically. It goes, "Have to read it and find out. Don't worry, it's not harmful or poisonous."
Lexi hears this, and she pops it in her mouth. She's like, "Cool."
Yeah, Francois doesn't seem too concerned whether it's
And Lexi would not have heard that if it's telepathic between Silas.
Just kidding. He's still holding it.
Yeah. And I look at the two of you and I go, "You can eat it."
Lexi just looks back at Francois and is like, "Ready?"
Oh, and she notices it's already, not only is he eating it, but he's chased it with a bit of wine as well.
Oh dang, she's
Oh, no.
holds out her hand for like, "I want a swig too, please."
Is Silas and Ariella open to eat as well?
No,
Not
she
interested.
is like, no. You guys are good. I need to study this.
Yes. And,
She'd rather not have a bad mushroom trip.
yes. And very, very much Silas is a control freak. He does not imbibe. He does not do anything that would change his mind frame.
You all of a sudden the colors in this forest almost burst into living energy, and you're watching as they're spinning around, and you see a figure step up about someone you've known in the past before the Magick Academy. Who is this person, and how do you interact or react to seeing them?
And it's just the two of them, right? It's just the two of them. It's not Aurelia and I. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
They're on a weird rookie shroom trip. I knew it.
Yeah, I knew it was coming. That's why I ain't eating this shit.
Did you say before the academy?
Yes, before.
Yes.
Wait,
Oh, this is gonna go bad, real fast.
What do we
And
see?
this is Francis. You or French. Can you see someone you saw before the academy? And I asked you who the person was and how you interact with them or react to them.
So the first thing that Francois does is his eyes get big, and he steps behind this cluster of where the mushrooms were picked from, and he peeks around, and he's looking at this figure who hasn't noticed him yet. His name is Don Tarlick, Portmaster Don Tarlick. And he looks around at his companions, and he's sort of avoiding him, remembering that the main reason that he came to this collegium was to sort of cloak himself away from this fellow who's looking for him because of some of the things that he and Felicia, his daughter, did over a period of months. And this fellow has gone to no ends to attempt to find me. Fortunately, he hasn't seen me yet, and fortunately there is this cluster of mushrooms to hide behind.
Awesome.
Get down!
So, let's see.
You get down now!
Ilaria looks at Francois and then looks at where he's looking at. I assume she sees nothing.
Yes, you guys see nothing.
Yeah, and I look very much at Aurelia and I go, wise decision on not eating that.
And she nods her head in agreement.
Yeah.
Lexi, a, as the colors roll and come to life around you, oh, oh, you look and you no longer see the forest. You see a place from your childhood. What is this place, and how are you reacting to being there again?
Oh, this is so complex.
You really weren't thinking that forward. That backward into the past.
I was liking the idea of seeing someone before the academy, but childhood, oh, bugger, this is a bombshell. So, as she kind of comes to and suddenly sees the familiar hall of the house that she grew up in, and she sees the servants kind of going in and out, and she sees one or two of her siblings running down at play, and at one point she kind of is brought to as this loud crack on the table happens, and she looks back at her tutor, who's just reminds her like, stop daydreaming. I need you to focus, and runs her through some of the arithmetics that they've been working on, and as she's focusing on this, it's just kind of sinking back in a little bit, just kind of like, I'm home? And she's just very perplexed by this, like, because it's suddenly like 12 years of her life have disappeared, and it's just like, why am I here?
And as you are pondering this, and the teacher racking in his little staff that he often uses to catch your attention, you realize what day this was. This was the day your fire magic first manifested.
Sure. Okay. Was she a mage beforehand? She actually wasn't a mage at all beforehand. Sorry, yeah, I didn't give you a very proper introduction to Lexi beforehand, but this was before she was kidnapped by pirates and then not ransomed and was stuck on the ship with them. She made her pact after she was shipwrecked, and so like about 3 or 4 months or however long before she joined the academy. And that's when
it's been quite a race, but this was the first time there was any sign of potential at the arcane.
Okay.
Maybe you're just able to snap your fingers and maybe make fire or something, you know what I mean? Like maybe it just was, tiny little sparks or something like that. Sorry, just trying to help you a little bit.
Actually, we will be seeing in a moment what happens.
Wonderful.
And
So,
as Silas and Ariella is kind of watching these two act rather strange, one of them yelling for people to get down, the other one just seems to be kind of confused as to where they are. You two notice what looks to be a stuffed teddy bear walking.
Stuffed bear.
Sorry.
like a
And
wait,
very hush, no revealers.
wait, like a carnival stuffed bear?
Don't worry, I'm out of commission right now. I'm stoned or high, whichever it is.
As you would think of it as a simple child's toy. However,
How large is it?
walking around, it's only maybe 2 feet tall.
You're
Rather
saying
big
this?
for a stuffed animal. but it turns its head and looks at the both of you, and its eyes glow red.
You're
And
seeing this too,
you
right?
hear a voice. Is that you, Mommy? I can't see you.
Oh God, Silas,
Wait.
you're seeing this too, right?
Yeah, it's there. It's there. It, it must be talking to you because I clearly can't be its mommy.
She is like has no idea what the hell she should say. She's like sort of like, eh, eh, she like looks back at the book. Maybe there might be something in there. Probably not. This is a book of fairy tales.
Yeah, and as I mean, as you say that, it's a book of fairy tales. I go, well, maybe this is one of the stories. Read fast, read fast.
Like maybe she like goes to the table of contents if there is anything to see if there's anything about girl, maybe stuffed bear.
There is nothing about our stuff or a girl. However, there are stories of ghosts that can possess people.
Oh dear. Oh dear. And like she frantically like goes like try and like does a opens it on the page. Like close it, open to the exact page sort of thing. Please tell me there's something in here about this. She is like really freaking out. And like she's half wanting to like Eldritch blast it away, but it's like half like maybe it's harmless, but the red eyes say it's probably dangerous.
And I have my moment with my bird, and you see Silas go quite still, and the bird come up off of his shoulder and fly towards the bear. Flies rather close. I would like to roll an insight check for the bird
Okay.
to see a perception check, for the bird to see if it, what it can see, it gets advantage on that and so on and so forth.
Okay. As you're doing is the teddy bear goes, oh, what a pretty bird. It's not my mommy, though.
No, I can't communicate back because it's a bird.
Hold on.
+3. This Find Familiar spell is pretty cool.
Oh
I use it
yeah.
a lot. Yeah, I use it a lot. And I chose an owl, so it has flyby, so it doesn't ever have a attack of opportunity. It does have the advantage on perception and hearing. Seeing and hearing, +3, so it's kind of nice. I mean, it does its thing. It's got the dark vision, so on and so forth. So. I like that backstory idea there, Mary. It's very good.
Yeah, no. I was like, I thought I gave him a quick rundown of just like, yeah, she's kidnapped by pirates, she made a pact with the Fiend when she got shipwrecked, and she went to this academy because the Fiend's like, you could use all the help you can get on your
Right.
Tell me about that. It was my mom on the phone. The couple's gonna take the dog and take care of her
good.
for now.
That's good.
Until we figure out what's going on.
Well, at least it'll have hopefully a proper place. You know what I mean, so on and so forth. You never know what someone's like after you leave. Yeah,
He deserves something better than my uncle. He just does not take good care of her and the conditions he lives in. I would not put my worst enemy in there.
Ooh, I can understand that. So,
okay. He in in pans that are full of mold.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
That's disgusting. So so the bird flies over. Sorry. I can communicate with her the entire time, so on and so forth. And she flies by. I did roll perception. I do have advantage. It was a 10 and a 17 plus 3, so it's a 20 total. Is it? Does it seem to be? What do I get off of the check? Sorry.
The owl basically tells you that unless you anger it, the teddy bear's harmless.
Okay.
It seems that the spirit of the little girl has possessed this teddy bear.
Okay. She flies back to me. Lands on my shoulder again. I share the information with. Is it Aurelia? Is that the correct way to say it? Alaria, and she's harmless as long as you don't piss her off. She seems to be the spirit of a little girl in the bear, so you may. I don't know. I don't think you're her mommy, but you may want to play that role. Maybe we should be really nice to it, and maybe it will give us some direction here, and maybe it will know how to get out.
That seems like a fair assessment. So
Awesome.
she uses the mage hand to close the book, put it back into her bag, and I guess walk up and sort of does the knees down and sort of tries to be nice. Does her best to be nice.
As you guys are doing this, what is Francois doing as this court master approaches where he's hiding?
Well,
he says, "Come out!
The foliage that you got there.
I know you're there."
I'm sorry. What's that? I didn't hear anything you said.
Okay. He looks over at your hiding spot. Goes, "Come out, child. I know you're there."
So he cringes farther back into the foliage, and he looks around for his men-at-arms, and starts fingering his weapon.
Okay. Hey, you're kind of preparing for battle. You don't see your companions, though. Oh. So you're really not sure what's going on. And this figure melts in front of you. Oh, and it becomes just this puddle of almost a mercury goo. But it seems to be moving and shifting, kind of flowing into various shapes. Lexi, there's a loud crack as your teachers try to get your attention that causes you to jump in surprise. And as you do so, you look down at your book that has burst into flame.
She quickly tries to pat it out, just like this, ah! Or no, she wouldn't pat it out. She'd toss it on the floor. Just I don't know how that happened.
The teacher looks at you a little bit strange, and you see it is a rather tall dwarf. He's maybe close to 5 feet tall, rather big for one of his size. Goes, perhaps there's some potential we have not known. And you grow lightheaded, and all of a sudden you are floating up among the clouds.
Are the clouds touching her?
They are not at the moment touching you.
Okay.
You seem to be passing in between a couple. And on these clouds, you see what looks to be a little beings, things, almost a pixie-like entity, and they're just sitting and pointing, laughing at this human who thinks she's is a bird and can fly as you start to fall.
A shrill scream will come out of Lexi's mouth as it's like now the adrenaline's taking over. She's falling to her death, and it's just like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. Yeah, so probably in the real world, you guys are just watching Lexi just like screaming so loud as like maybe she's stepping back a little bit or falling to the ground and hitting it, but that'll probably be at the end of her trip.
And Francois, you are looking at this puddle of goo that takes another form, and it's that of a young elven woman. You vaguely recognize her from some of your earliest memories. It is your mother. How are you reacting to the sight of her?
Well, so as the goo begins to, as Don Tarlick begins to kind of dissolve into the goo, he smiles and looks around and kind of looks at his fingers and stands up. And then it begins to take form into something else. And as he sees that it's his mother, his eyes grow wide, and instantly he takes the wineskin and puts it behind his back. And he kind of looks around for his companions that were there but seem to have disappeared of late.
You still do not see them. And are you saying anything to this being that appears to be your mother now?
He doesn't say anything. He just bows and kind of locks eyes with her, and he tries not to breathe too deeply so that, the alcohol in his breath doesn't carry over the distance between them.
She gives you a nod and kind of a half bow, and all of a sudden you and Lexi see the colors rolling in front of your eyes again, and you're standing in the forest with your companions, one of which is kneeling near what looks to be a teddy bear that is walking around.
Well, as weird as the teddy bear appears to be, Francois still kind of has this smile of relief that his mother is no longer there, and he pulls the wineskin around, make sure to cork it, and he puts it away. That's enough of that. What? What is this?
The teddy bear speaks, says, "You're a nice lady, but you're not my mommy."
Do you want me to help you find your mommy?
Sure, I think she lives up in the castle. Oh.
In the castle? What's your name, little one?
She goes, "I'm Esmeralda. My mother's the Duchess."
And I look at the two of them that went on their little trip and go, it's really there. It seems to be a manifestation of some child. It'll be okay. It's asking for its mother, as you can hear. I think it might be a good choice for us to follow it. And I walk up near near the child, the bear, and I go, "So, young lady, because she says her name is Esmeralda. I say, Esmeralda, how far away is this castle?"
The teddy bear motion and goes, "It's up that hill.
And can we see the
Way up
castle from
on
where?
top. You kind of peer around some trees in the direction she's pointing, and you can make out that there's a castle on top of the hill. The hill itself seems to only be maybe 300 feet away,
Okay.
but the hill goes up maybe 200 feet, and looking really close, there seems to be a rather rough, steep path.
Okay. Is there safe passage to the castle, little one?
She says the path safe enough. You just don't want to get too close to the edge.
Yes, it would be a very far way down, wouldn't it? Now, it's let's go see your mommy. And he thinks better about what he was going to say to her.
Okay.
And I look back at the two that are tripping over there, and I go, "Hey, day trippers, are you coming along?"
Remember, Lexi is screaming like blood-curdling scream.
Yeah, right.
Francois is he bends down and looks at the bear, and he kind of shrugs. He's sort of used to very odd things happening to him. And he says, "We are going there. This is fine. I just need perhaps one more thing." And he actually goes over to the mushroom cluster and cuts off a little bit more and puts it in his pouch, thinking that, well, this certainly wasn't the best experience, but just in case I run out of something else, I'll have something to fall back on. Pats it and returns over to where the group is.
And Silas is just shaking his head when you walk back to him.
As you're doing this,
Everyone's gone.
you realize you're no longer falling, and you are starting to calm down. Kind of come to.
And I walk over to her, and I put my hand on her face, and I go, "It's okay, Lexi," and I just caress it slightly. It should be no longer a problem. And I just kind of caress it lightly, and I go, "Come on, my friend. Where did you go?"
I was up there, and I was in the sky, and I fell, and holy cow.
Well, now we're here. Don't eat that mushroom anymore.
She just kind of as she remembers, oh yeah, I ate a mushroom. Maybe I want to do that again, but we'll just keep moseying on, and if she sees opportunity to pick some mushrooms or something, she will.
Tell me, what was the girl's name again?
Esmeralda.
Tell me, Esmeralda, do you want to go for a ride? And she slowly brings the mage hand under her and picks up the teddy bear.
And as Lexi sees this teddy bear, she's gonna be like,
Girls.
"What the hell is that?"
Yes, this is a teddy bear. Yes, it is alive. And yes, it is speaking.
Yes, it is speaking. This one is real, and it's also not a threat unless we pose a threat to us. It seems to be a little girl. She's told us that she wants to find her mother. None of us are. Her mother is the Duchess, and it lives in the castle. If you look over there, and I bend over under the trees, the one way up there.
Lexi just starts laughing. Okay, sure, lead the way. Oh my god.
Welcome to the Feywild, where everything is freaking crazy.
Yeah,
And
everything is
we're all on. Sure. Let's do this.
And I remind her very quickly. I go, "You remember, you're the one that opened the book and sent us here."
Oh yes, I remember that.
Yeah, so let's figure out a way to get out here, Lex. Come on, let's go.
Yes, lead the way. I'm coming.
eyes are starting to rock off. Uh, Francois, you notice is on one of these giant mushrooms, there looks to be a rather large caterpillar smoking a pipe.
Yes! Wait, we didn't get tall or small. We just got...
The caterpillar just looks at you guys. Says, I assume you're here to see the Duchess.
Yeah.
Totally a wise caterpillar. We are
Well,
here to see the Duchess.
we sort of just popped in here.
Literally.
He laughs. Says, ah, visitors, I see. Well, then you don't know of the Duchess.
We're from the material plane, where, as you can tell, we're quite young with our arts.
He goes, be very careful, or you see. And he looks at the teddy bear, kind of chuckles. Says, the Duchess has a rather unique ability. Anything she imagines her becomes real.
Oh dear. Oh dear, dear, dear. Thanks for the warning, Mr. Caterpillar.
He nods, puffs on his pipe. I forget, says, no problem. It's always wise for those to know what might happen. And he just kind of watches as you guys continue to walk.
Is there, as before we walk away, I go, is there any other information that we can have? Is she? Do you know what this bear is?
He kind of chuckles, goes, that was the Duchess's toy. Right.
So is it?
Think she dreamed up having a family.
So this is a manifestation of the child that she would like?
I believe so. That or perhaps there was something in her past.
Well, do you
Although
have?
that would be rather strange, seeing as she's not much older than the lot of you.
The Duchess? Or the
He
bear
nods.
here? Okay.
He nods when you say the Duchess.
Do you know of a way that we can go back to the material plane?
Well, I've heard in the Fae if the Duchess isn't keeping you here, then there's no reason you shouldn't be able to go the way you came. If she's stopping anyone from leaving, then you have to strike some kind of deal with her. Whether it's an agreement, whether it's disposing of her.
You think she's a fan of mushrooms? Got lots of these around here.
Could be. Hey,
Or maybe she just wants her bear back.
Possibly.
Well, there's only one way to find out. We must speak with this woman. Is she reasonable, the caterpillar?
fairly reasonable, but if you piss her off, she likes to cut off people's heads and display them on the front gates. It's rather quite a disgusting sight.
Lovely.
Let's hope you've caught her on a good day.
What do you mean on a good day.
Well, it's a good day. There won't be any heads on the gate.
Now,
Well,
yeah,
no.
wonderful. What have you got us into? Yes.
Oh dear, what have I done?
This is the best day I have had at this academy. What is this that you say?
I agree. It is indeed fun, but this could go from good to bad
Good to
to
dead.
dead. To
Yeah.
dead.
Do you have any more of that mushroom before I die, maybe?
Please don't. Actually, maybe. If things are as bad as they are, maybe I might want one.
Yeah,
Maybe.
you know.
Maybe after this ordeal, I might take one.
So Francois passes the pouch and he leans forward toward this caterpillar and does a slight bow and puts out his hand and says, "This is an honor to meet you. What is this here?" And he refers to whatever it is that he's smoking. Care to make a trade?
He smiles, says it's called dillyweed. It's quite similar to the mushroom you have, although not as potent.
He says, "Care to try some of this?" and pulls out one of the cups that's strapped around his waist and pours him a little bit of wine.
Ah, some wine, I see. It's been a while since anyone's offered me some, and he'll reach out, take it, and sip it. Goes, quite good.
Indeed, to clothe.
And
So
he just kind of gets lost in thought between the wine, his smoking, and goes, well, I wish you all the best of luck. I've given what help I could.
wonderful. So onward to the castle, I guess. Let's hope that this Duchess is in a good mood today.
Yes.
You guys start to travel up the steep path, finally reaching the gate. You do see that there is one head, but it looks like it's been there for a couple days.
Oh dear.
Yes.
Well, there's none that are fresh, so let's assume she has a good day, maybe?
Did you say a head?
Yes, there
Mhm.
is one head on the gate. And it appears to be the head of a young elven man.
Young Evan Mel, huh?
Would we
From what you
recognize
gather.
this head?
Mhm.
Like this elven person?
No, but you do remember Chloe telling you this about the student that had found this book prior to you.
And he did he mention if it was an elf or not?
He did not mention whether it was an elf. He did say it was a male student and that they had never seen the student again.
Wonderful. Well, let's not hope this is our friend from school. I'll tell you what. Let's proceed with haste, but certain humility and such. We don't want to piss her off, I don't believe.
Okay. So you guys.
I'm going to cast Mage Armor right now.
Okay. Probably a smart move, just in case you guys do make her mad.
Right. So now I'm 15.
Ooh, hold on. Do I have my, oh man. I don't think I have my leather armor on me. Why would somebody on a day off have their leather armor on them?
You do manage to open up the gates and approach this castle.
So
And-
I'm sorry to
There's-
interrupt, but my AC at the moment is 10 because I don't have my leather armor on.
You are looking around and you don't see any servants as you're walking through this rather large castle.
So there was nothing at the gate. There was nothing. I mean, there was nothing around.
You do see a bunch of different objects that looks to be a candlestick that has a face on it that's moving, and there appears to be a fat clock that's moving around.
This is so awesome. Sorry.
This is like freaking Alice in Wonderland meets Beauty and the Beast with all the.
This is so awesome. I'm such a fan. Shh. Keep going. Keep going. Sorry.
You do eventually come into what looks to be a dining room, and there's a bright chandelier. Table's been set. No food on the table. However, you do see a rather stout out looking ink teapot and a little fat cup.
Does the cup have a chip in it?
Yes, it does.
I'm sorry. I'm a huge Disney fan, so it's alright.
This is fantastic.
Like, he's not going.
Yeah. I'm like,
Oh, you should see my face.
It's so
I'm a
smiling.
fucking kid again.
This is awesome. Oh man.
On the very center of the table, you see encased in glass what looks to be a glowing rose that has a couple petals slowly falling off of it.
There's nobody. All right. There's nothing in the
Oh
room.
no, one of
and
us is
nothing's-
gonna have to fall in love with the beast.
Yeah, clearly. It might be.
We
me
all
today.
know who
Anyway.
it's gonna be. Cyrus, will you
Cyrus,
Cyrus,
the one.
you have the honors.
Yeah, you know, it wouldn't be a problem. But anyways, so there's nothing else animated in this room at this point, right? Because I'm sorry, I shouldn't be using outside knowledge, but I'm sorry. It's hard not to at this
Oh,
moment.
also the things are animated.
They are?
Oh yeah, they
Okay.
just haven't been saying anything.
Yeah, and I look to my compatriots and I go, I know I didn't take anything that was strange, but is that teapot moving?
Lexi's gonna look, and if it's moving, she's just gonna shrug and be like, for all we know, I'm still on the trip.
Well, I can see it too, and I didn't eat any of that mushroom.
So you say.
I did not eat any of the mushroom. I look at her very strongly.
I
As,
just got
as you say it, and as you hear a voice, come on in and be seated, please. Be our guest.
yes.
So, this is awesome. I'm so glad I decided to be in this today. Anyways, so I go, who is the master of this castle?
Coach, well, technically, it's the prince, but the Duchess responds to everything here.
Oh my.
In fact, she should be along shortly. It's almost time for her afternoon tea.
How is her mood today?
She seems to be in a fairly decent mood. She hasn't beheaded anyone.
Yet, huh?
Yes, yes. You never know with her.
May I ask, if that is okay, what happened with the last person we saw entering?
I'm not entirely sure. Uh, uh, and, and, and a dresser will speak up, says, I know what happened. He
And I change my
did
gaze
to
to it.
call her ugly
Oh dear.
to her
Oh
face.
my.
Oh
Is
dear.
she?
Well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And if you like that sort of thing, she would be quite attractive. However, give me a creature made of wood any day.
I can imagine. Francois, you are seeing this, correct?
Francois makes his way across the room, and he nods and smiles at the teacup and looks around at the dresser and kind of looks attentive as the dresser is telling about this Duchess and whatnot, and looks at you and says, "What is that?"
You can't hear it. We are not. You didn't feed me some of that mushroom when I wasn't paying attention, did you?
Oh no. This
Okay.
this is something I would never do. It
Okay,
is
very
here.
much. No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not saying you did. I just wanted to make sure it's not. I wanted to make sure I'm not hallucinating like it appears you two were earlier. Um, do. Okay, so, um, should we just wait? Is there any way you could maybe announce our arrival here, so it's not a surprise
Oh,
to the Duchess?
I'm quite sure she already knows. She pays pretty close attention.
Wonderful. And I will
Yes,
take a seat. I'll say take a seat at the table.
yes,
Okay.
and
Let's even ask if they have anything strong to drink.
Oh, yes, we have some dragon breath that you would find quite fascinating.
Excellent.
That sounds
Actually, I
fantastic.
think she's had that before. So I'm like, that sounds very familiar for Lexi. And she likes fire. Dragon breath. Ah. Burps.
So,
None for me, please. None for me.
Valeria will do is she'll find a seat and try to find a seat to set Esmeralda down next to her.
Okay, you managed to do so. There's plenty of room. This is one of the very long banquet tables. Oh, and
Maybe find something to boost her Esmeralda up so she's sort of like head above the table.
okay, you managed to put down some books and stuff out of your pack and kind of boost her up. Silas, as you refuse the strong drink, the teacup looks at you, says, as you look like the sort of lad that would prefer a hot cup of tea.
Oh, how nice of you! And I pat it on the top of the cup, and I go, "That sounds wonderful. Do you have maybe like a chamomile or maybe even a green tea?"
Oh yes, we have a lovely green tea that I think you would enjoy.
Oh, do you have any
And are you?
black?
Oh yes, we got all sorts. And you look down. You see there are several saucers near you.
Okay. I would absolutely accept the the tea, but I would like to run a nature check on it to make sure that it isn't going to be hallucinogenic to me.
Yeah.
You definitely
Knowing CJ, that's a very smart move.
I watched a few of his
does he
games.
have it over the bed? And you start to reach for a saucer, and you kind of jump back in surprise as what looks to be a mouse sticks its head out. Says, "Is it time for tea?"
And I do jump back a bit, and I go. I kind of get my face close to it, and I look at it, and I go.
There's your answer.
Did you just shoot? What is going on here?
It's a freaking mouse. Those things aren't supposed to be in
At the table.
Yeah. So I'm just pop. That thing don't belong here. But she clearly is not in the right mindset. Oh wait, no. Yeah, she's not in the right mindset, and so she goes to do it, and it just goes wide and fizzles out, and it's just like gets ready to pop another one.
Okay.
Is that
Relax. Lexi, relax.
Mouse says, as you come in and make all this noise, and now you're shooting fire at me. Do I really have to call the Mad Hatter?
Oh, hell no.
I just asked if it was time for tea or if I could go back to sleep.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fireball! Oh, I rolled a 20 this time, but an 18.
Oh no, Lexi, no!
And I can't stop it
Like,
without using the spell slot. I could maybe.
I want to
it.
try to use my mage hand to like stop her from like, don't please don't we don't want to anger our guest.
As you're doing this, you see a lady in a green robe coming.
Don't worry, I got this, guys.
And your fireball freezes in the air, turns around, and comes back at you.
She'll take it, just goes. Like,
And then right as it gets ready to strike you, it fizzles out.
and
lady
we're
speaks
noticing this lady. She's just gonna stand up and look at the little mouse like, look, you little rat! Like, you shouldn't be on the table, you disgusting little fiend.
Oh god, do I have something to shut her up? Oh god, no I don't. I don't have a silence spell.
The lady looks at you all, says, "You know, it's rather rude to be firing off magic in another person's home. As
Lexi,
for the mouse, he is a guest."
hang on. I want to say the first part, Lexi just kind of straightens up and goes, ma'am, sorry, there is a mouse on your table, and from where I come from, that is a health concern.
Leave this poor thing to be.
Because, well, you get used to a lot of strange things. And as she says this, you guys see nothing but a very large grin and coming from one of the seats. And then slowly a cat comes into view.
Oh, good. I'll let the cat deal with the mouse.
The cat just looks over at the mouse. Owl says, "I see I've made it in time for tea, old chap." And mouse says, "Yes, these folk woke me up, and then this crazy one starts shooting firebolts and..."
We are very sorry. We will. And Ilaria looks at Lexi like, please, play nice. We will behave.
And
How was I supposed to know that
as
ice here?
you looking at this lady, give me a perception check for whoever's looking at her.
What?
Oh, I'm
New person
sorry.
in the room? Why not? Perception. Perception. Okay.
I didn't perceive anything. At all. Any way, shape, or form.
I got a 15. I rolled a 15. I got like a +0.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I rolled in Uno.
And what was Francis if he's looking at her lady?
Francois just leans back in his chair. He puts his feet up on the chair next to him and just tips his glass and watches what's going on. Just kind of going with the flow like he always does.
So, you Cyrus, notice that this lady has what appears to be a very golden color fur.
Wonderful.
Everyone else can make out she's clearly some kind of feline creature. They can see the whiskers, the claws, and she does not appear to be much older than you guys, maybe in her late teens.
Okay. Okay. So being that I rolled, a critical fail, do I find her attractive?
Yes, you find her very exotically attractive.
Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. And I get my little flirt on, and I go, "So are you the Duchess?"
Goes, that is me. The
Is this
prince is previously engaged. I would not go into the East Wing if I were you.
Wonderful.
East Wing. Got it.
Is the prince your husband?
No. You see, I stay here for the library.
Oh, wonderful.
That's
A library, Irilda.
like you like if you can tell, like if you can see like Horms perk up, like if they could perk up, like ooh fancy, they would. But it's like you gotta tell. Ooh, where would the library be located?
She goes, I can show you, or you, if you wish. The rest of you can remain and eat, drink, be merry. There is plenty of time for us to get acquainted. By the way, I am Belle, Duchess of Imagination.
Now, before she leaves, I go, "Is this your bear?"
Oh yeah,
She smiles, goes, you found Fluffykins. I haven't seen him since I was a young child.
She identified herself as Esmeralda.
Esmeralda, you say?
That's
Strange.
exactly is what I said.
I always dreamed of marrying and having a daughter, and that would be the name I would have chosen.
Well,
And
could it quite
this,
possibly
the
be a manifestation of your dreams?
Except says, "It's you, Mummy. You found me."
Silas's mouth just opens up like a codfish. Just
Ilaria uses her mage hand to just slowly close your mouth shut.
Yeah. Oh my. Esmeralda, please go with your mother and take my friend here. I think the library may be a key to us leaving. Do you know of a way we might be able to leave here, Duchess?
He
So
goes, oh yes, yes. You brought Fluffykins back, and seems like one of my dreams became reality, although not quite the way I had imagined. And actually, he says there's a golden and light that comes over the teddy bear, and standing in next to the teddy bear is a very young female. Looks to be part elf, part cat. A very beautiful black fur. Uh, and she just smiles and goes running to the Duchess. She goes, you can leave whenever you wish. Just open the book and it shall take you back.
We
And Ariella, give me a perception check and I'll give you advantage as the Duchess is speaking.
Perception 16.
You recognize the voice of the head librarian coming from this fairy tale creature.
From Belle or
Yes, from Belle.
oh dear. Sorta.
Belle just looks at you, smiles, goes, worry not, you're not in trouble this time.
She stands up, bows. I'm so sorry. It was my curiosity killed me. I'm so sorry, librarian. What's her name? Like, I was just say this yada yada whatever the librarian's name is.
It's Belle.
Miss Bell. I'm so sorry, Miss Bell.
She nods, says, just be sure if you're going to investigate that section to be prepared for whatever may happen.
I will remember that next time, but I just took it. Hilariously enough, Lexi here opened the book.
Goes, yes, but you removed it from the restricted section.
I know.
And Silas just starts
Actually,
laughing very hard.
Young lad, I would have expected better from you, a sense of more caution.
I will remember that for next time. Alright, gentlemen. Ladies.
And as you say that is where we'll end the session. As you guys return to the academy.
Well, I think I'm going to aim my firebolts at more appropriate things.
Yeah, you know.
Target range. Pop, pop, pop.
So one of the things I normally do before we go up is I have players first give me kind of what the highlight scene or moment of the session was for them as a player and a character.
Well, I'll start. For Laria, it was literally the first minute for her. She cannot resist knowledge, as her pact is the Pact of the Great Old One, and her one of her things is she would sell her soul for knowledge.
Nice. So it's definitely nice to see people playing up to their faults. A lot of times people overlook that.
Yeah.
Although anything would come to anything that comes to library and books information, it's like you have me hooked.
Mm-hmm.
So how about you as a player? Was it the same or was it something different in the session?
I really don't do a lot of sessions. I'm like DMing with my roommates and a few friends from work. It's been a while since I've done it, so it's nice to actually learn to roleplay a character again. For me, it's like I have an idea what I want to go with, and for the most part I do it. But you can tell it's like I'm sort of like struggling to like have it on demand. Get there, it's some stuff I need
Yeah.
to work on, but it's like it's a learning experience for me.
Awesome. And my sessions tend to be a little bit crazy, stuff people don't expect. Because I love watching the characters develop. So it's interesting to throw situations players aren't used to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pulling up.
Although maybe could have spoiled just a couple pieces.
Well, I'm glad you.
Alice in Wonderland was fantastic. Oh god. Alice in Wonderland and Beauty and the Beast. Like, I need to watch that movie again. Those
Yeah,
two
that's my
movies
favorite thing is the mashup between the two.
Yeah, certainly as a player, it was something that was my favorite too. As Silas, he got to do some of his. I haven't been able to do this much in Matt's game, but the ability to be able to show off a little bit and use his flirty side was definitely the part that I liked the most. It was
Oh man, I forgot tieflings have tail, and I should have shown as you were like flirting, like her tail was like flustering around. It's like, oh dear lord, somebody's talking with me.
Like Tom Cruise.
right. That'd be great. But yeah,
So
certainly.
how
Being able to explore that a little bit was awesome. Thank you for this opportunity.
Oh, awesome. I'm glad to do it. So how about for Lexi?
Lexi's
What
favorite
was
part.
Lexi's favorite?
Probably the drinks. She definitely loved throwing off her fireballs at the targets and just destroying it. It's like, that was a nice little bit of chaoticness. And then the other part, when the book was presented, and it's just like, it's undecisive, like, I took it from the restricted section, and just like, here, just hand it over, I'll look through it and whatnot. Like, you clearly seem conflicted with your choice, so, and then, like, her being just, like, in this excited, like, open it. It's like, okay, I'll open it. And it's like, just like this laughter. Just like, oh my goodness, something's going to happen. And Lexi's like, I have no idea why you're so excited. It's just a book. And, oh, we're in a new place. Okay, cool. Hey, mushrooms.
Awesome. So how about you, Ken? What was your favorite and then Francois' favorite?
Well, for me, I have to say that it was pleasantly refreshing to play with a group that's so enthusiastic that I got to tell you, I don't know how many times I shut the mute button off trying to get in, and there's just no way to get in.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. No, it's great that the enthusiasm is there. That's fantastic. That's far more entertaining than when you've got people that are...
Sometimes I've had to actually shut up in a session as a DM and just let the players go for a while.
Oh, those are fun. It's like, okay, they're coming along. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Chat. DM, we're gonna do this. Chat. Oh, by the way, we're gonna do this. Chat. Is it okay if we do this? Chat.
Exactly. So what was your favorite as playing Francois?
Well, it was kind of nice to play. I didn't feel that Francois was stuck in this kind of power play character. He didn't have, even though he was arcane capable, he never threw a single spell. He had no interest in it. It was the day off. And I played along the way that the his personality, his flaws and such came up, and that he was just going with the flow, enjoying it. And whether it was the mushrooms or it was the setting, doesn't matter. Take the teacup right along with the smoking critter on the mushroom, and turn it into a good time. Yeah. He's actually kind of looking around when you guys mentioned going back. He's kind of like, why? It's pretty cool here.
That is always an option too, to stay in the same biome.
I mean, the thing is, when you're teleported to a different plane of existence against your will, or surprisingly, or like, oh dear Lord, what the fuck did we do, and how the fuck do we get back?
Exactly. I liked the fact that basically the entire session was improv.
Oh.
I had tomorrow's session prepped and ready to go, thinking it was today. And then I realized my mistake, and Mary had the day off. Kim wanted to play, so I'm like, okay, we'll grab a couple more people and we'll do something different at the academy.
Yeah, I was noticing, it's like, this is not like what the session was explanation is. Like, yeah, fair enough, doesn't matter, might as well.
Yeah.
Is there room tomorrow?
Tomorrow is full, if everyone shows up.
Well, I'll tell you what time is it?
It is
Same time
set for noon Central.
Okay, so that'd be 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock Eastern?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock Eastern. I'll be around. If you need a player, ping me. You know what I mean? Because it's not the same, right?
Definitely. No, tomorrow's is a murder mystery.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I should be available again during the day.
Okay.
If you need a
One
player.
of my favorite bits of it was seeing everyone's reactions when they recognized different characters and pieces from different fairy tales, and just watching the players' expression. Like, at one point I saw Silas light up. Oh, I know this.
Mm-hmm. It was so cool. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a huge Disney fan. Huge. It's like,
I am too.
Yeah, enormous. So like,
I would
as soon as
love.
it started... Go ahead.
I would love if you did like a Lion King themed one, and I think Hey You would do so wonderfully in that.
Oh, don't worry. We have Saturdays. Saturdays are normally my fairy tale adventures.
Oh, this sounds fantastic.
I'll tell you what here, Jaron. One thing that you know Sam DiCamero, right? He's been around the firm. He did a Disney themed one shot where I played Buzz Lightyear. Nice. And it bringing back that idea again. I think I'm gonna talk with him to see what
a couple of Steffi, Kyle, I think her last name is.
Yep.
I haven't seen her around much lately, but she did a one shot I played in with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, where we went to kill the queen, the huntsman, and then it turned out Snow White was a vampire. And I was the only dwarf that stood by her. The rest of them wanted to kill her. So my guy ended up just walking off into the sunset.
That's awesome. Yeah, we were brought together to take care of the Frozen situation. So yeah, we killed Elsa. I killed Elsa, actually. And we realized that we made Buzz Lightyear way too powerful. But
speaking of Frozen,
it's always
don't need to see that
interesting
movie.
because with fairy tales and the classic childhood stories we all grew up with, people kind of know what to expect. But I do some which is like we did Sleeping Beauty in our last one-shot of the fairy tale adventures, and she wasn't woken up by a kid. She was
Oh.
actually woken up by the bird repeating the song from her mother's music box. And then there was a big scene at the end where the ghost of her mother came down and woke her up.
That's cool.
So it's quite interesting. I love running them, and people seem to really enjoy them. They are some of the more popular of my videos. Oh, it's on my YouTube channel.
I can imagine.
Oh, so it's definitely a blast. We had an awesome group of people together that play really well off of each other.
Well, I play a lot, so being able to adapt is one of the biggest things, I think.
Exactly. So with all our commentary being said, Ed, I hope the viewers enjoyed it as much as we did. And as always, make the dice roll in your favor.